As President Trump takes his 9-day trip to the Middle East, what can we expect? There's a lot of buzz in the air that President Obama's policy is about to be overturned. What policy did Obama even have? I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance. You're going to love this show. Stay with me. Welcome to the program, friend. We're going to focus in a moment on the Middle East, but I thought that it would be worth it. Before we started the program, one of the members of our staff asked me some questions about sanctions regarding North Korea. The principles apply to Iran and any country that we have sanctions with. With North Korea, I'm reading one of the State Department's documents, and basically what it says is that if you're an American company, you cannot buy from or sell to goods or services. All right, that means hard items or services in a very long list. But the important parts of the list had to do with coal, mining, oil, computer parts. So if you're an American company, you cannot go to North Korea to help them dig or to put in an oil field or an oil rig. Can't do it. It's against the law. Can't go over there and help them put in a railroad track. Can't go over there and help them build a better auto plant. Now, there's a long list including luxury goods, yachts, jewelry, fancy liquor. That's why Dennis Rodman ran afoul of the law on his Love Fest trip to visit North Korea, is that he purchased some and brought back some high-end vodka and I think some jewelry. The whole point of it is it's twofold. One, the United States government wants to keep dollars from going into North Korea. Oil is traded in dollars. Okay? North Korea needs oil to run its factories, to maintain its cities. They need coal. If they can keep North Korea from having a lot of dollars, and I actually mean United States currency, okay? Whether it's in paper or it's in a computer ledger from bank deposits. If they can keep the North Koreans from having dollars, then they can choke out their ability to purchase oil or to purchase parts for certain items of their manufacturing infrastructure or their energy infrastructure or their transportation infrastructure. Basically, the United States is saying, we want you to remain a third world country. Until you stop pursuing nuclear weapons, we want you to remain a third world country. North Korea is considered a state sponsor of terrorism. What that means is that, well, it's self-evident. They will use state money to fund terrorism. Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. So to switch gears to the Middle East, let's finish up with North Korea, then we'll focus on President Trump's trip. So with the North Koreans, what we are hoping to do is to make it virtually impossible for them to develop a true threat in their nuclear arsenal. Clearly they have nuclear weapons because they've detonated them. Clearly they have missiles because they've launched them. Clearly they have submarines that can fire missiles, and those, my friend, are a threat to the United States. You can bet that we'll track them, and I'm sure that they're an older class of subs that are very noisy and easy to trail underwater. But the true threat of North Korea to us lies in their ability to strike Japan and South Korea with nuclear-tipped missiles, okay, nuclear warheads on missiles, whether it's our bases or the people of Japan or our bases or the people of South Korea. That's real threat number one, and real threat number two is submarines. Okay, they don't have an intercontinental ballistic missile. They cannot fire a missile from their backyard and hit our backyard. Can't do it. But they can fire a missile from a sub. And in some ways, the size of the warhead doesn't matter. Now, please let me clarify that. It matters because of how many people will be killed, how much damage will be done on the ground where it hits. But the psychological impact of a small nuclear weapon going off in any city in the United States of America, in the continental United States or Alaska or Hawaii, the emotional, psychological impact of an attack like that from a sub hitting and a missile hitting an American city is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. And the fallout of it would be unthinkable. All right, I've got to take a break. I hope that it makes a little bit more sense. The whole point of sanctions is to choke them out so that they cannot become a prosperous nation and become a threat to us. And then when we come back, we'll talk about the Middle East. Don't go away. Have Muslim terrorists hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam? Or is there more to the story? The answer lies in the life of one man, Muhammad, the founder of Islam. Muslim terrorists see themselves inside a 1,400-year-old story, a narrative that focuses on specific events in the life of Muhammad. We are going to look at Muhammad's life using their most sacred literature. We will look at Muhammad at the Battle of Badr. We'll see him deal with those who mock him. We'll see the times when he used deception. We'll witness Muhammad's anti-Semitism. And yes, we will discuss Muhammad and his teachings concerning sex, slavery, and jihad. Friend, if you want to understand Islamic terrorism, get this series today. Welcome back, friends. By the way, I apologize for my appearance. We're going to be shooting a movie this summer, and I need long hair and a long beard to be a part of that. By the way, you notice that we're only using one camera. Some of you probably go, where's his second camera? Why isn't he turning over to camera 2? We're in the middle of upgrading our gear in our studio. We have a used camera we purchased. I'm looking into it. We need to get a second one. And if you want to help us with that, we're trading in one of our other cameras. One of them has a malfunction, so it can't be traded yet. We have to fix it, find out what's wrong with it. Anyway, this gear, it's really horrible. Did I ever tell you the story when we bought our last 2 cameras? So we bought our last 2 cameras used, and I said, well, should I put a 3 or a 5 year warranty on them? And the guy laughed. He said, the gear is going to be obsolete in 3 years. So this is not analog gear, which would tend to last a lot longer. I'm sorry, forget shop talk. Bottom line is, we got good use out of the last 2 cameras that we had. One of them is now officially malfunctioning and cannot be traded in. One of them can be traded in. We're going to trade it. We need a second camera. So because they don't even match up. So the camera that we're trading and this camera, you can't use them together because for technical reasons. If you can help us with a new camera, we could really quickly use, we need to raise about $3,500. Not a lot of money. So if you could give $500 or $1,000 and help us get another camera quickly, we will get 2 to 3 years out of those cameras. We might even get a little bit more. I'm hoping we can get just a little, maybe 4 or 5 years out of those cameras. We'll see. It's the hand that's dealt to us. All right, on to Iran, state sponsors of terrorism. Actually, you know what? This is a good segue. Using this gear, the gear becomes obsolete. The gear breaks down. So if you look at Iran, we've had sanctions against them for years, and most of the world participated. The point of the whole thing was Iran has billions of dollars worth of oil, but they need things that they don't manufacture, okay? Things that are manufactured in Germany or in Russia or in America. And if the sanctions hold, okay, then the parts that the Iranians need to upgrade their cameras, like we have to upgrade, you just do. The parts that they need are not available. They can't get them. They can't trade with countries. And hence you've got the black market. You've got them selling oil on the black market. You've got them getting weapons on the black market. You have them buying parts, computer gear, software, hardware, transportation things and parts and services that they would need to continue their infrastructure for their oil. All right, quick overview. So President Trump is on his way to the Middle East. He will not visit Iran. The Iranians and the Saudis, basically the leadership of the countries, hate each other. And they consider each other a threat. Why? Because the Saudi Arabians are Sunni Muslims, and they control the holy sites of Islam. I say that in quotes because they're not holy, they're unholy. They control the sites of Mecca and Medina. Mecca is the central city of all of Islam. Medina is the second most important city. They're Sunnis. The Shiites are a sect of Islam who have been in conflict, physical, violent conflict with the Sunnis since 20 to 25 years after the death of Muhammad. And Iran is predominantly a Shiite country. They have Karbala. They have a site that is sacred to them where Muhammad's grandson was killed. Okay, Muhammad had two grandsons by his daughter Fatima. Their names were Hussein and Hassan. Hassan and Hussein. So Hassan was murdered by his wife, and Hussein was murdered starved to death, and then shot, killed, hacked up, not shot, hacked up, was killed by fellow Muslims. Okay? So the Saudis fear retribution. Retribution that's 1,400 years old. We've got to take a break. I'll explain it, but they have long memories because it's a part of their theology. It's nothing like the Protestants and the Catholics. It's about 1,000 times worse. I'll explain it when we come back. Don't go away. For those of you who are political activists, I have 2 books that are must-reads for you, and you need them in your library. 1, The Book That Made America, How the Bible Formed Our Nation, and 2, Confrontational Politics. I love both of these books. The book by Jerry Newcomb comes highly recommended by Ann Coulter. It gives you the ammunition so that you can say and see for yourself that the Bible was indeed the foundation of this republic. We weren't built to be a secular nation. We were built to be a God-fearing nation on the principles of Christianity as laid out in the scriptures. And confrontational politics, this puts to rest forever the lie that we should be nicer than Jesus when it comes to political activism. If we're going to win, we have to be confrontational. Only $25 for both books. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700. All right, so we're going to talk in just a minute about Saudi Arabia, but first, there are people who, trying to find a correlation in their mind, will say, well, is the Sunni-Shiite split sort of like the Protestants and the Catholics? No. The short answer is no. If you really wanted to stretch, you could say, well, the Protestants and the Catholics had some pretty bloody conflicts for a little while. True. And they both believe in Jesus Christ. True. And that's where it ends. Because as the Protestant and the Catholic world repented of its violence against each other, they acknowledged Jesus doesn't want us killing each other over apostolic succession. Because ultimately, and the teaching authority of the magisterium of the Roman Catholic Church, that's what it's about. At the end of the day, the conflict between Protestantism and the Roman Catholic Church is that. And I think that all sides would agree Jesus just doesn't want us killing each other over that. And he made that clear in the gospel. He who is for me is not against me. He who is not against me is for me. Shall we call down fire from heaven on those people because they didn't follow us? No, you don't know what spirit you are of. The Son of Man did not come to destroy life, but to save it. With Islam, however, Muhammad said, whoever leaves his Islamic religion, kill him. Over and over, Muhammad said, if someone is an apostate, kill him. But the way that Islam and Muslim leaders interpret that is, if you betray true Islam, even if you say in word, yeah, I'm a Muslim. Muhammad said, There are those who will say the words of the Quran and they will pass through their throat like an arrow passes through a bird that's been killed, an arrow killing a bird. And it will have no meaning for them. And Muhammad went on to say, whoever kills them will receive a reward from Allah. Whoever kills fake Muslims or Muslims that are not holding to the true Muslim faith receives a reward from Allah. These are Muhammad's words. So Muhammad, introduced into Islam bloodshed for the sake of maintaining orthodoxy. There is no introduction of bloodshed into Christianity to maintain orthodoxy inside of Christianity. That's why it's not a legitimate comparison. Jesus didn't introduce it. Muhammad did introduce it. And Christ forgive me for even mentioning the name of our Lord Jesus in the same sentence with Muhammad by way of comparison. You want to see some great images. Look up Dante's Inferno, Muhammad in Hell. Just look at some of the artwork. There's a ton of artwork from the Middle Ages about Muhammad based upon Dante's Inferno. Just look it up sometime. Anyway, that was a rabbit trail. I apologize. Just it's very interesting art when things were not politically correct. So Muhammad introduced this bloodshed, and it's gone on for 1,400 years. The Shiites believe that the Sunnis betrayed Islam. The Sunnis are certain that the Shiites betrayed Islam. And so because they have betrayed Islam, and Muhammad said to kill apostates, kill those who betray Islam, it's open season on one another. I didn't make this stuff up, okay? I didn't write these rules for them. I'm just reporting. I'm just the reporter here. So President Trump is not a student of Islam, okay? His instincts in the election were spot on. Islam is a threat to us. Muslim terrorism, Islamic terrorism is a real threat, and it is Islamic, okay? We need to keep these people from these countries from coming here because they are a threat, all right? All of his instincts were right. The problem is, who is around him right now? Who's giving him advice? I don't know. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to explain to you where he's got massive problems on his hands. It's got to do with Saudi Arabia, money, oil, Israel, Iran. All right, those, and ISIS and Al Qaeda. Those are the big areas. I'm going to head out. Don't go away. I'll explain this juggling act with bloodshed all over the place, and when we return. Don't go away. What Would Muhammad Do? Islamic Terrorism Explained is the best movie series documentary ever produced on the life of Muhammad and Islam. How do I know? Because it's what critics are saying. John Moore, radio host and author, said, "I learned more from What Would Muhammad Do about Islam and Islamic terrorism than I've learned from everything I ever read and watched in my entire life." Best-selling author Dr. Bill Warner said, "What Would Muhammad Do is the best movie series, TV production on the life of Muhammad and Islamic terrorism that has ever been produced." Friends, this is what the experts are saying. No one has ever done what we've done. I encourage you to get 1, 2, 4 copies. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700, or order it at the address or the website that you see on the screen. We have a special offer for those of you that can give a $50 gift to Voice of Resistance, the Randall Terry Pack. I will give you all 5 of my books that are still in print and my music CD that we cut in Nashville, and here's what else. I'll autograph all of them for you. And if you want me to say to Tom or to Sue so that you can give it as a gift to someone else or keep it in your library as a part of your collection, I'll personalize each one. Just say on the computer who you want it to go to, or tell the person who answers the phone, please have Randall personalize his autograph to these people. I'm going to give a phone number for those of you who don't want to use your computer. Call 304-289-3700. You can get Dragon Slayers, Accessory to Murder, Why Does a Nice Guy Like Me Keep Getting Thrown in Jail, and other books. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700. Welcome back, friend. Again, thank those of you who watch this show regularly for your prayers. And if you can help us, go to our website, randallterry.com. We need another camera, okay? We need another camera, just the way it is. And if you believe in what we do and the service that we bring to you, the truth that we bring, please go and make a contribution at randallterry.com. All right, President Trump is on his way to the Middle East. Here are some of the problems. The one thing that the Sunnis and the Shiites have in common, there's not much, okay, is that they hate Israel. They hate Israel. So Iran will not acknowledge Israel's right to exist. And they talk about wiping Israel off the face of the earth. And oh, look, Sunni terrorists won't acknowledge Israel's right to exist. And they want to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. So that's a problem. President Trump has to say to Egypt and to Saudi Arabia and to Jordan, hey, we're your friend. We'll sell you some jets. We'll sell you some artillery. We might sell you an old ship once in a while. But Israel is our main ally in the area. And you have to know that we're going to protect Israel. The end. So that's a tension that is always there. And it's a real tension. That's problem number one. Problem number two is the Saudi wealthy families, the wealthy Saudi families, starting with the House of Saud itself, which is a huge family, all right, and various wealthy business people inside of Saudi Arabia who are funding terrorism. Saudi Arabia has dodged the bullet of being called a state sponsor of terrorism. They're not on the list. But foreign policy experts know that the number one financier of Islamic terrorism in the world is Saudi Arabia, but not coming from the government. The problem is the family is the government. It's the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's the royal family. It's not an elected body of people. It's a dynasty. So if the United States wanted to get really technical and say the Saudi family and its associates, they're the biggest funders of terrorism in the world, that might indicate that it's a state sponsor of terrorism because the family is the state. L'État est moi. You know, that's what Napoleon said. I am the state. The Saudis could say, we are the state. So we buy enormous amounts of Saudi Arabian oil. I believe that right now they're our third largest oil supplier. They hover between 3 and 4. So what that means is when we go to a gas pump in America, if there's Saudi oil in the pump, some of our money goes back to Saudi Arabia and trickles its way down into the hands of terrorists. We are literally funding Islamic terrorism from our gas pumps. This is why President Trump's oil policy must be pursued. Complete energy independence. Then we can do what we want with the Saudis. Now, whether or not the president is going to talk about us moving towards complete energy independence from them, I don't know. Don't know what's on the table. We know that the Saudis are funding terrorism in Nigeria, all right? There's a lot of civil war in Nigeria. It doesn't make it into our newspapers very often unless, Boko Haram steals a bunch of girls to be shipped off and raped and turned into forced brides. But the Wahhabi Muslims of Saudi Arabia are financing the building of mosques and the spread of terrorism in Nigeria and in other countries. This is the hornet's nest that President Trump is walking into. How do you even look? How do you sit across the table with somebody? If you know that their ideology is that you, the infidel Christian, you are to be their slave. Your religion is to be either wiped off the face of the earth or enslaved. How can you sit across the table when they say, yeah, we won't even let you build one single church in Saudi Arabia? It's against the law because of what Muhammad said. There are no churches, no synagogues in Saudi Arabia. 0. Okay? How do you sit across the table from those people who have so much contempt and animosity for you and your religion? I don't know, and I don't know what President Trump knows. I've got to go. Stand with us, pray for us, help us financially if you can. Call that number.